I am struggling a little bit, a lot of it. And I feel like I have been struggling for a little while. Um, and like nothing is scarier than when someone tells you like how well you're doing, and you're like whatever, you say thank you, but it's just like then you think about it and you're like, no, I'm not. What are you like? I'm fucking struggling. Like right now, I'm not doing well. Hey, I know it's been a while. I am so sorry. I'm a shitty podcaster. I can't figure out like consistency. I don't know what to do because it's like currently like 8:30 in the morning and I'm filming this, and obviously I have like a full face of makeup on, and I know I don't have to. Well, I don't have a full face, but you know what I mean. But it's like I know I don't have to do that for you guys. Like, I know nobody gives a shit whether I have makeup on or not, but like, and I'm sure half of you guys don't even watch a YouTube video, but the point is like, I want to for myself. It's like one thing that I always was like, it's important to me. Like, when I look good, I feel good. But like, I don't know. Also, there's something in my fucking eye, but whatever. So yeah, it's just like that's like my only free time is like 8:30 when DJ takes his morning nap. The girls are at school, Zach's at work, and it's just like I don't feel like putting myself halfway together. But I did it today, and I actually filmed an episode like before New Year's, but I was just like like watching it back and like, wow, my face looks so swollen because I was having a really bad lupus flare, and like you could just tell that I was off. So I was just like, I'm not gonna post that. But and like I know I said this podcast was gonna be like full transparency. And while like some things I do keep private because it's like that's like I have to protect my privacy and like my little inner whatever, because not everyone like everyone does not need to know every detail and every part of my life. It's like what I want to share. And I am very open. Like I'm open like than most people, and like that's fine. But there are some things I ain't gonna share with you guys, and that's just fine. But I am struggling a little bit, a lot of it. I feel like I have been struggling for a little while. Um, and like nothing is scarier than when someone tells you like how well you're doing, and you're like, whatever, you say thank you, but it's just like, then you think about it and you're like, no, I'm not. What do you like? I'm fucking struggling. Like right now, I'm not doing well. I don't, and it's not everyone's like job to like know, but it's just scary to like, that's what people see, like how well I'm doing. And it's like, my mind is scattered and like, I'm just like in a dark place. And I don't know if it's like necessarily like one particular thing, but I feel like I just can't get a grip on myself. And like just like with the podcast, like I can't figure out consistency. Like I this is something I love doing, right? I love doing this, but it's just like I'm also so sick of doing it by myself. And I know I've only done like two, but it's like I'm sick of doing it by myself. I can't figure out the time to do it because I'm a mom and my husband works. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So it's like, do I film a podcast episode, do something like that I want to do for me, or do I go do like the five loads of laundry that needs to be done and, you know, have time with my son, like do that quality time with him. But I know I just gotta get better at like prioritizing myself because I've been in Germany for over a year now, and I feel like this has been the hardest adjustment of my life. Like, I've been through some heavy shit, I've been through some hard shit. Like, it's not our first PCS, but this has been so hard. I think it's like the time zone change. Like, by the time family and friends are like back home are up, it's like super late here. And it's just like, I miss that connection with my people. Um, I miss working. I miss just like going to a store and everything being in English. And, like, that might sound like, not rude, yeah, I don't know, maybe rude of me, but it's just, like, I don't, like, particularly like living in another country. I like my comfort, and I don't know, it's just been hard, and, like, this base is very fucking busy. My husband is always, like, coming on, like, "Oh, so I might be leaving, might not. Oh, like, I am alternate on this deployment that I could possibly leave now until whatever," and they'll tell me and I have to be there, like, the next day. I'm just like, "What do you mean, bro?" And it's always something, like, his schedule got changed, so now instead of working, 6 to 2, he works 6 to 3, and, like, that might not seem like a big deal, but working 6 to 2, he was able to, like, pick up the girls from the bus stop, and no, that does not make me lazy. It's just sometimes at that time, Derek takes his, like, hour afternoon nap, and when he doesn't get those, he's super cranky from, like, 5 p.m. on, and it's like, I have to wake him up to go get the girls at the bus stop because they can't walk home because Natalie's younger, and it's just, like, that really, like, shifts the gears and, like, just really, like, sets the tone for how the evening's gonna be. So it's like, okay, he can't pick up the girls anymore from the bus stop. And then it's like he doesn't ever get out at 3. Homeboy gets home at, like, 4:30, 4:30 all the time. And it's just like the military does not prioritize family, and I know it's not their job to prioritize family, like, their only concern is the service member, but also it's like they need to take in consideration of, like, 90% of these service members have families that you've taken away from their comfort and their home and their support, and you put them in a place where it's like their service member is like their only like support system, right? So like when you take them away all the time and like put that inconsistency in like their life, it's like you're fucking everything up and you're making like the spouse feel so lonely. And I know it's like what I signed up for. I don't give a shit. I can still complain about it if I fucking want to. And then it's like, you know, he overworks himself. And that's like like our relationship has been struggling because he's overworking himself to the point where it's like he doesn't have the energy to come home and put in that effort like into us. And people struggle with that all the time, and it's not like happy butterflies. Well, like he should just like put the effort into his family. Well, Brenda, he just worked and he does a lot of work. He doesn't just sit at his desk. Like he's physically and mentally tired, right? So it's like, I don't know, it's just hard. And it's just like I'm starting to like lose myself again, and like that's like a really scary thing for me to admit. But I have, like, some things to look forward to, and that's great, but right now it's just really hard, and I just like, the best way to describe it is I feel so lonely, like and my house is, like, not quiet or anything, like, my house is chaos, but, like, amidst all the chaos, like, I feel so lonely, and that's, like, one of my biggest fears is being alone, like the fear of abandonment because of like the trauma of being abandoned by my father, being abandoned by my mother multiple times. You know, I don't like to feel that. And like when I feel that, I start to fucking crumble. And I don't know how to like navigate that, I think. Like I can navigate a lot of my emotions and figure out a way to like be better and overcome them and cope with them and deal with them. But like being alone or feeling lonely, I know I'm not alone physically, but like feeling lonely, I don't know how to cope with that. I just kind of like shut down. I either like am riddled with anxiety, which I'm not fun to be around because it's just like I'm miserable and I like have no patience. And then I like will shut down and then it'll like affect my kids and then it will affect my relationship. and then it just is like a little trumble of I don't know, whatever, tumble effect of just like a shit show. And I know it's not all on me, like whatever. There's other like there could I'm not saying like there's anything going on, but like it it's hard for my husband to understand how to like even though we've been together for so long, it's still not easy to like deal with someone who's like in self-destruct mode. But it's also like, babe, I need you to figure it out. But we're both good at like communicating with each other like what we need. And it's just like it's not perfect. And it's just like with my kids too. It's like mom needs a minute. Like give me a minute. Like when I'm in the bathroom, the door's shut, don't come in. Don't come in there. Don't just give me a minute. And I know they don't understand. They're children, right? So it's like I'm not gonna flip out on them, but I need to have those conversations with them. Like when you see mom go into the bathroom and the door shut, give mom like a couple minutes to herself, right? And if she's a little bit longer in the bathroom, she might just like be needing a few minutes. Like she just needs a couple of minutes to herself. And I'm not a perfect mom. I'm a mom for the first time. Well, like I have 3 kids, but I'm a mom for the first time and I didn't have that mother figure to teach me how to navigate motherhood. So it's like I'm learning on my own essentially for the first time. Like, yes, I had my grandmother and yes, she was my mother, my father, my grandmother, my best friend, but there's something about having like a mom to teach you things, right? And I didn't have that, unfortunately, and, like, I mean, there were times where she was in my life, absolutely, I'm not saying she was, like, completely absent, like, she was in my life, but it wasn't ever good. Like, she didn't teach me anything, like, reputable, maybe just what not to do. So I guess that's good, whatever, but and, like, what I'm also struggling with is, like, being in this dark place, right? I fucking want a rel like, no, I don't want a relationship with my mother. I just almost said that, and that would have backfired on me because I know she listens to this, and I always get threatening text messages and shit. But I wish I had a mom or parent to pick up the phone and call and just cry to and just be like, I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm struggling, like, blah, blah, blah. And they just give me like good, loving, genuine, supportive advice. And we're just like, just list I don't know, it's like I'm sure people listening to this, you have a relationship with the parent, and it's just like there's nothing like you will always like I know people who call their mom, like girls who call their mom every day to talk to them about their day. And it's like, fuck. Like I crave that like so badly. And like right now I'm craving that so badly. And there's this like TikToker, which thank God that didn't go away, but there's a TikToker, Mama Top. This is gonna sound so lame, but like the other night I was just having like a rough night and her TikTok came across and was like she was like sitting down, she's like, I know, honey. Like, I know I'm here. Like my little tater tot. She's like, I'm here to listen. I know it's not easy. I know times are hard right now. I know it might seem hard, but you are strong and you are like whatever. She just went on to like she would talk to her child and I'm like fucking bawling. I'm like, are we kidding? I'm like, my inner child, like my soul needs that. And it's like I don't have that. And it really sucks. Like it really, really sucks that I don't have someone to call like that. And it's just like I wish I did. But, like, I can never. I never can. Like, there's been times where I, like, tried to slowly, in a healthy way, incorporate her back in my life, and it never goes well. Like, her brain is just fried. Um, and it's always so toxic and unhealthy, and I know I can never have that, and that's just something I need to get over because it is what it is, right? But it's like it still sucks, and it still really makes me sad and makes me mad and angry that, like, why couldn't you just, like, get your life together to be who I needed you to be? Why did you have me if you couldn't be who I needed you to be? You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't want, obviously it comes down to, like, you didn't want to be a mom. Like, why have me then? Why did you have kids? Like, while I'm grateful that I'm here, it's just like you did more damage. So it's like now I have to navigate life without any support or any guidance. And it's just like, it's been a shit show. Well, it hasn't been a shit show, but it's like, bro, I'm like learning and failing, learning and failing. And I'm like, I am so sick of this roller coaster of like emotions. And I don't want to feel like that for the rest of my life. And it's like, am I going to feel like that for the rest of my life? Because right now I just feel like I'm failing. And I know I'm not, but like I feel like that right now. So I don't need anyone to tell me I'm not because that's just how I feel. And let me feel it. Let me sit in it and let me just feel all the feels. But it's just like during a healing process, you think you're healing. And while I still am, it's like, bro, I thought I was a lot farther along than this. Like, what do you mean we're back at like, I feel like I'm like 5 steps back. And I guess this is like a part of growing, but it's also like I'm 31. When will I just like stop growing? Right? Like, come on. But I guess there's no timetable on healing. There's no timetable on growth. And that's just something you're always going to navigate. And new things are going to come up, right? Because it's like, I always like thought like, oh, I don't need a parent. Like I could figure this shit out on my own. Like look at me, right? Like look at me. I have figured this out on my own. So there's not going to be a time where it's like, oh, I miss mommy and miss daddy, or I wish I had a someone to call like a mommy or a daddy. But it's just like, well, here I am. And I don't know. It's just like I said, it's just something that I never thought that I would have to like I would crave like a relationship with. That's okay. Doesn't mean that this is like an invitation for you to come in my life though. So like don't even think about it. But I don't know. It's just been a tough couple months, month maybe. I don't know. And like what I tend to do, I'm sure people can relate, is like when I'm in these times, I like come up with a bunch of different things that I can do to like occupy my time to like consume me. I don't know. I like come up with all these like tasks and start new things and start new hobbies because I want my time to be like fulfilled and I want to be distracted, probably better as like a distraction. And like I just took up crocheting. Like my lupus, my hands hurt, right? Having lupus, my hands hurt. I should not be crocheting. Like that is not good for my autoimmune disease. But I took it up anyway because I wanted to like find a new hobby, even though it's like I don't have time for a new hobby. It's like between like I have my photography business. I need to figure out time for this fucking shit show. It's my shit show. But I need to figure out time for this. And it's just like, yeah, let's take up crocheting. What? But I do all these things added with schoolwork and then I fall behind and I stress myself out. And it's like, why haven't you finished the blanket you started to crochet? Why haven't you like worked on your assignments? Why haven't you filmed a podcast episode? Why haven't you finished editing that gallery? Why haven't you taken chicken out of the fucking freezer, Brett? And it's just like, I don't know. I like can't get a graph on my time. Like I can't. And, like, so then that stresses me out, right? So then I feel like, doop, you're failing, and it's just like, you do it to yourself, right? Like, you do it to your damn self, and it's just like, I know I do it to myself, but, like, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to stop doing it. I don't know, I just need to, like, focus on a couple of things at once, so, like, maybe, like, podcasting and schoolwork. 'cause I have to do schoolwork. But I don't my cat just sneezed. Bless you, Stitch. I swear chaos. But I don't know. I'm gonna try and be better. I can't promise that I'm gonna be better, but, like, I'm also so sick of talking to myself. I know I'm not talking to myself, but I really am right now for, like, this 30 minutes, like, sitting in my room talking to myself. That's what I'm doing. Um, but, like, my friend Jenna, she just went back to the States, and she's gonna be there for a while, so it's like, I really got no one. I really have no I don't, like, need a lot of friends. I don't like having a lot of friends, but it's just like, I don't really have anyone. Try to convince Zach to do an episode with me, and we'll see how that goes. But I don't know. Overall, you just need to take care of yourself because I'm not taking care of myself right now. I might look like I'm taking care of myself, and like I just did a presentation slideshow in my class of like um values, motivations, and goals and whatever. And it was like one of my goals was like do more self care. And it was all like a positive, yeah, go me sideshow. And I'm just like, wow, you're fake because you don't practice what you preach. And it's okay, right? Like, I don't want everyone to sit, like, listen to me and be like, oh, Britt has it all together, Like, she's open. She talks about her trauma. She's talking about her healing. She is open with her kids. She has a great, like, she validates feelings and communication and works through emotions and her relationship with her husband is perfect. Like they can communicate and you know they know how to do all of these things and she knows how she's navigating motherhood and PCSs and deployments and school and losing your job and starting your job. It's like no, bro, I don't have my shit together. It's like 20% of the time, I might have it together. I'm trying, and that's all you can do. I feel like I'm failing 90% of the time, and it's just how you like figure it out, right? It's just how you like, okay, what the fuck do I do now? It's like, what can I do to help myself in this moment? What will satisfy me? What will make me happy? What do I need to do? And it's just like, I yell at my kids. I don't scream at them, but I yell at them. Like, my husband and I get into arguments. We go to bed mad. We don't talk and we go to bed mad, and that's okay. It's not going to be perfect. And I'm not where I want to be in life. And that's okay because the one thing is like, this isn't where you're always going to be, right? Like I'm not always going to be in this dark place. Like things are going to get better and as cliche as that fucking sounds, like nobody don't tell me that because if you tell me, "Well, things will get better. This is just like a rough." Don't tell me that because I just like don't want to hear it. I can think that. I can say it to myself, but I don't need anyone to tell me that. Thanks, but no thanks. Um, but no, for real, it's just like it it, it will get better, right? And whether like you like if you're religious and you talk to God or you journal it or whatever, you just find like an outlook. Like I am determined this week to write a couple pages of my book. Because I haven't that was another task that I said I wanted to do and I started it and they're like, wow, like everyone was like, this is fucking great. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then I didn't. And there was no reason. It's just that's my problem. It's like I start something and I can't finish it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe that was like the lack of inconsistency of like my childhood. It's like I went to 6 different elementary schools and it's like, right, 6? Yeah, I think so. 4? 4, I don't know, whatever. But it's just like I have no con I had no consistency my entire life. So trying to remain consistent, it's hard. And it's just like I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out, but I'm 31 and I'm still figuring it out. And however old you are, still figure it out. You don't need to be wherever you want in life right at this moment in time. Just work towards it, right? Like, just do something at least. It doesn't have to be every day to work towards whatever. It's just like once a week. Do something that will like work towards your goal. And it's okay not to be okay because right now I'm not okay, but I still got up here because this was something I love doing. I love talking to you guys. So I was like, this will make me feel better, I think. Probably not. I'm probably gonna go and just be like, what the fuck, Britt? You're not even gonna post that. But I came, I'm trying, I'm in a dark place. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to have better days. And I'm gonna try to be better with the podcast. Maybe I'm just gonna film an episode every day this week and then like have a bunch to um air for you guys. But all right, well, I will talk to you guys next week and thanks for coming to my shit show. Mwah.